Here, Liam. I'm giving you the lamb.
So I was trying to think of what to do an Arthur episode review on, and for some reason, the episode that came to mind was the episode The Last King of Lambland. What's funny is that the title of this episode sounds very similar to the episode The Last Tough Customer, which was an episode on season 16. Surprisingly, both these episodes are quite comparable, but that doesn't mean they're both good. They both have a scenario of a character in superiority and putting other people down. This episode is on season 15, and I've known this episode for quite a long time. But anyways, no more messing around, let's just get straight to the video. The episode starts out with a scene taking place in Scotland, as James and Molly's uncle is telling them a story about his visit to Scotland.
My biking tour of the lowlands took me to Castle Kilflurgan.
Wait. Who is Flurgan and why are we killing him? Anyways, their Uncle Miles starts talking about the terrible rulers in Scotland. Then he talks about James the Squinty, who was a timid boy who couldn't see very well. But James had magical powers, and that's exactly what this ordinarily ordinary mouse is supposed to do to its owner.
It's not a mouse. It's a lamb.
Alright, buddy. After the title card, James and Liam are playing blocks when the Tibbles come in to scare Liam. It turns out that the Tibbles are trying to get rid of Liam's hiccups. The Tibbles ask about James's mouse. Lamb. James tells them that the lamb can give magic powers to make it rain. So does that mean if you rip it, water will come out? The Tibbles immediately start laughing, but apparently their snottiness isn't enough, as they have to appear in the transition to the next scene. The preschoolers are having lunch outside. The teacher is nowhere in sight and everyone has no supervision. What could go wrong?
Everything.
DW tells the others that in order to get rid of hiccups, you need a Frankentist, which is a reference to of how on Halloween, Arthur dressed up as a Frankentist and scared DW, curing your hiccups. But either DW doesn't remember it that well, or the animators let their fingers slip when making this episode. The Tibbles are having a slurping contest when they notice James feeding his lunch to the animals. Okay, haven't they already established why you shouldn't give people food to animals?
That's it, guys.
Is James referring to these squirrels as humans? Well, I guess they are sometimes. James then sees that the Tibbles are pulling on his magic lamb. See, this is what happens when you let chaotic 4-year-olds go outside unsupervised.
It's just a plain mouse lamb. It's just a lamb, and it's mine.
Aw, I wanted to see if water would come out of it.
If it's magic, then why doesn't it make it rain?
And speak of the devil, but little did we know that James's ego was about to grow as big as Scotland itself. At the sugar bowl, James pulls a coin out of the lamb's mouth.
Yuck.
And that makes the Tibbles think that the lamb actually is magic. They decide to join James in his sheep charade and act as his servants. The next day, they take DW's crayon because James needs it, and DW's not happy about this.
Can't believe they took my crayon.
Seriously, DW, it's just a crayon. Go grab another one if you need one. DW has a fantasy of where James is the king, but the villagers have run out of food.
Let them eat madeleines.
I prefer cake instead. But back on topic, DW bursts in to state true facts for once in her life, only to be ordered a cleaning task. DW decides to just talk to James herself, but gets stopped by the Tibbles.
Who goes there?
Who goes there? Who goes there? Who goes there?
Make sure to comment down below if you want me to review the Backyardigans episode Who Goes There. Not too long ago I reviewed the Backyardigans episode It's Great to Be a Ghost, so make sure to check that out as well. But anyways, DW talks to James, but James refuses to stop his attitude. The Tibbles then force DW to leave, and things don't get better from here. The next day at school, James uses the Tibbles to help steal a little girl's juice box. Then at recess, James orders the Tibbles to boot DW and Emily from the swings. However, they quickly get bored and leave anyways.
Let's go someplace else. I don't like this view.
Later on, the Tibbles pressure James to smash Liam's toy bulldozer. James is about to do it, but then Liam starts crying. James knows it's not right, so he apologizes and gives Liam back his toy. James then throws his crown away too. He gives the lamb back to Molly, but she helps him realize that the king who owns the lamb should be kind and generous. Basically, everything the Tibbles don't have. The next day, James fires the Tibbles, which is probably the best decision he's made in his life. He offers the lamb to Liam, and guess what? It scares Liam's hiccups away. James has now killed 2 birds with 1 stone, thanks to giving up his role as king. DW and Emily are pleased to have the normal James back, and that's how the episode ends. But first I want to talk about this episode a little bit. Yeah, I know that's what I was doing the whole time, but I have more to say. To sum it up, I liked the episode because it teaches you of how you shouldn't be mean to your friends. Now, you guys probably realize that's a very common trope in the Arthur universe. There are tons of Arthur episodes having to deal with morality and respect. And if it took Arthur 15 seasons to figure out kindness, then why even bother trying? Wait, it didn't take just 15 seasons, did it? Honestly, throughout the entirety of this episode, James is just out of character. And I wonder who he gets it from. but James turns it around in the end, and he learns his lesson. Emily is just normal in this episode, while the Tibbles are once again gullible as always. Something that really stuck out to me is the fact that DW is actually showing more common sense in this episode. Like, she was actually sticking up for what's right, and surprisingly, she's more of a victim in this episode. As for Arthur, he doesn't even appear at all. We only see him in the title card at the start. One thing I'm surprised by is the fact that when James was acting like a jerk, Mrs. Morgan never even bothered to step in. Do these preschool teachers just not care? Also, where are the Reed parents in this episode? And be honest, do you think DW even told her parents what was happening at school? So these are my thoughts on this episode. What do you think of this episode? Comment down below and also make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Alright, that's a wrap.